my friends, Israel's here, or Jacob's here, or whatever you prefer. How you doing? Are you happy it's Tuesday? I certainly am. Glad that you pressed play. Glad that you got notified. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to the channel. I know I'm acting like it's a goofy show, but today's show is a very, very, very important one. One that is quite concerning. And we're going to talk about everything that is going on around Israel. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. And with Israel right now, it's between the issue with Syria and the plane getting shot down on the Day of Atonement, Russia waffling back and forth whether or not Israel was to blame, but now says it's to blame. And now actually saying, hey, we're going to send a bunch of like these awesome, really high-tech missile systems so that you can shoot down the Israeli or US or other jets as they come. Oh God, at the same time, you have Erdogan, he's saying, we're going to defend Jerusalem. We're going to defend Jerusalem against the Israeli invaders. Basically saying that he's ready for war if anybody messes with Palestine. This is some serious stuff that's going down. And then you got going on in Iran right now. I mean, come on. They're Revolutionary Guard. They're like super task force. They had their parade and there was an attack. And of course, Rahimi's going out there and he's saying the US is to blame and Saudi Arabia's to blame and all this stuff. Of course, ISIS taking credit on that. A lot of these things going on in the Middle East. And then you got at the same time, you got the president's alert. There's going to be this national huge alert that's about to alert everybody October 3rd, which is October is an interesting month, right? There are a lot of ins and outs to this story. I got a lot of stuff to go over with you, and there's some fun stuff too, like the double-headed snake that was just discovered in Virginia. It's got two heads, copperhead, just slithering into somebody's in Virginia. What's the symbolism? I don't know. Sure, I have an idea. And all this stuff somehow ties together. So I hope you're ready for this presidential alert of a show. What am I doing? I don't even know. I don't know. It's late while I'm taping this. It's been a long day, but I know that you all depend on me coming to you on Tuesdays. So I'm here, baby, and you better be buckled up. Hey, how you doing? Yes, this is it's like a chaise lounge. This is what I talk to you on. This is what I talk to you on. I want to make you feel comfortable because you better be comfortable for today's show because there's a lot of things that could possibly get you a little concerned. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East. It's always been going on in the Middle East. And, while we see this happening in the natural, we also know that there's something wonderful that's going on in the spiritual. But I'll get to that at the end. Settle down. My goodness, we have at least 20 minutes because I like to ramble. All right, so the two-headed snake. I mean, do I need to get into that more? It was a two-headed snake. It was a copperhead snake. It was discovered in Virginia. And of course, I was like, what does that mean? What does it mean? You tell me in the comments what it means. I don't think I need to tell you. Because Virginia, and Virgo, and the Virgin. We've talked about these literal places being symbolic, if you will. So there is a double-headed snake, a duality, right? And what do we say about when a house is divided? It's so crazy. I didn't even think about this. It's a a cloven serpent, if you will. And if it's divided against itself, it can't stand. So I take that as a good omen. Do you imagine having, all the time, I think we should go this way. I'm not gonna go that way. We should go this way. You be quiet. I'm not being quiet. You be quiet. And you don't want to be, you don't want to be fighting. So if you're still with me, that's a good thing. See what happens when I get overtired. All right, so Russia. So there's a lot that's been going on with Russia and Israel, okay? So I'm glad you're still here. You know that they shot down that plane in Syria. It was a big thing. It was a big thing, all right? And it's a big thing as all of this is leading up to this UN meeting, which is taking place right now. I think Trump actually just spoke. Let's circle back to Israel now with all the drama that's going on over this downed plane. Okay, so Israel said that, look, we were back at our base before they fired the missile. Russia rejects their explanation of it. They said that the fighters came in and they bombed these targets in Syria, and then they basically used the Russian spy plane to draft. And they went so far as they have this. They have you want to see this is the way they describe it. They did a nice little animation, on their computer from 1973. So Russia's upset. So they say, because you did that, this is what's going to happen, right? We're going to send in our powerful S-300 ground-to-air missile systems to Syria, a longtime ally of Russia, in the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks. And you know that Russia and China and everybody's on high alert, right? God, is this one of those shows? Is this one of those shows? Is this going to be one of those shows where it's everybody's going to be worried about World War? Let's not focus on that, people. Just focus on what's happening. Let's take a look at it as the world is coming around Israel. And what does that mean? Because you know that it's symbolic of all of us, God's children, not just the Jews, but the Gentiles, which that means is pretty much everybody, okay? Everybody is in the running to be God's child. So you're adopted in. You get grafted in. Even if you're not native to the tree, you're going to be grafted in. I'm sure there's a glaze on some of your faces right now, which is just wonderful. But in the real world, right, or the simulation, as you saw my last Mandela effect, right? What is going on, right? Just enjoy this. Enjoy this. There's a set of rules. Whatever this is the game called life. Enjoy it. Play your part amazing. The way to win is to love. I'm telling you that. You reap what you sow. So just play the game and enjoy it. And when we're looking at everything going on in the world and we see what's happening, let's try to relate it to our lives a little bit. So they're going to be sending in these ground-to-air missile systems to Syria because basically this reconnaissance plane was downed. So they're saying,
well, we want to make sure. We want to make sure you don't shoot down, our allies do not shoot down our planes anymore. We want to make sure that we get the Israeli planes and we get the other planes, the bad planes, from the United States. We want to make sure they get shot down. We don't want to get shot down. Why would we want to get shot down? Give me the vodka!
Now, of course, please don't hold that against me, all of you who are Russian. I love you. I just tried to do accents. Sometimes I fail. Okay, so while that's happening in Israel, there's a lot of other things going on. Right on the border, you got Turkey. Turkish leader says he's going to fight against those who will perform state terror on the Palestinians. A week after Hebrew media reports suggest possible reconciliation between these countries, now they're up in arms as well. That's great. Who else? Who else can we add to the mix? Can I get an Iran? Can I get one? Iran. Get it, Iran? Okay.
Iran, I'm so far away.
Okay. So there was the Revolutionary Guard, there was a big parade. And there was a terrorist attack. And I don't know what the estimates are, it was 25 people were killed or something. So pretty horrible. And Rahimi goes right on the news, the Iranian president, and he says on Monday that he would not meet with Donald Trump this week. He's not going to be meeting with Donald Trump, even though the two world leaders are together. He actually blames the United States, and he blames the other allies for this terrorist attack that I believe ISIS is taking credit for. Now, a lot's happened with Iran because, these sanctions. Remember when Trump pulled us out of that deal? Now here's the problem, right? This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying on all the papers, all the papers. So it's going to be like some saber rattling, they think. They think that he's going to be taking a hard line against Iran. And of course, these tough sanctions that are about to hit, they're not happy about this. And it seems like our longtime allies are kind of siding with, the Iranians here, and some of the people that, make predictions that by President Trump going on there and taking that stance, that America First stance, and that the hardline approach, like he took with North Korea, and what came out of that, we don't know. We don't know why, but I believe that, like I said, before we got to start hearing about peace. We got to hear about peace and security. We got to hear about peace before that end comes, which is why I don't know why people think that I'm all talking about some kind of end. The only kind of end that's coming to an end is this nonsense world system that has controlled us and convinced us all to be miserable slaves, fearful slaves. So much so that now, on October 3rd, we're going to get the very first nationwide president. Can you see that? Can you see that? The very first presidential alert system for cell phones set for October 3rd. Presidential alert, it's called. It's used basically the same way you get the Amber Alerts and everything else, but those are more localized. This is going to be like, boom, everywhere on October 3rd. And if you don't know about it, it's probably going to scare you. So you should probably tell your family and your friends, just say, hey, just so you know, on October 3rd, wireless alert will go out to most cell phone carriers at 2:18 p.m. EDT. Followed by alerts to broadcast emergency alert system at 2:20 p.m. on October 3rd. Wireless alerts will use the same special loud tone and vibration. It'll sound a little bit different, but you'll know it's like, well, I better check out my phone. And this is just a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed. You're going to get that.
This alert actually reminded me of the one from a year ago when everybody was freaking out in California. Remember with the end of the world cryptic message? Talk about in the end days, these things will happen. Yeah, it was freaky, right?
That freaking some people out. They're like, why are they doing some kind of, are they thinking that what? That war is going to break out? Something terrible like that? Yeah, it could be. FEMA's been saying you got to get prepared, you got to get prepared, you got to get prepared. Trump said recently, it's a national preparedness. FEMA. FEMA. I'm not laughing at FEMA. I'm laughing because of this whole water debacle. That they left, I don't know if you saw that, they left like something like 20,000, it was like 19,000 pallets of water. Like, I don't know, a gabillion water bottles that were like put on this runway that the government was supposed to pick up and then hand out, but then they just never picked it up. So it just sat there. And then the water went bad, and now they gotta dispose of it, which costs money, right? So that's pretty funny. And they said it's an excess of water. I don't know why they couldn't just give everybody extra water. Just, hey, by the way, we're gonna have like 19,000 pallets. Why don't you take an extra 6-pack? Go home, have some water. How many thousands of people died and how many people still can't get clean water and have to walk. General Mattis just came out and he just said no, he's not worried about Rahimi's threats. calls it ludicrous to think that we'd be involved in anything like that. We've never done. We are always on the up and the up. We've never done anything wrong. It's ludicrous to think that we have something to do with the people that, the terrorists. Because they got some of our arms. I mean, how are you gonna call it our fault? We didn't do this. We didn't do it. ISIS took credit for it, and I believe. Terrible. People killing people. Really? For what? For like a handful of people that are just keeping us all so divided and against each other that we can't, that we just see everybody as an enemy? And it's like, unless you think exactly the way I think and believe exactly the way I believe, well, who cares what happened to them? My goodness, there's so much division. People just hate each other today. We got to shine the light, people. It's when it gets dark, you got to shine the light even brighter. Today's the day when you could do it. That's because it's like in your life, like today's the day to inherit that promise in your own life and to get everything together to live, to finally be free. Today's the day to do that. Today's the day to do that. And while you're doing that, and while you're shining like a big bright light, you're getting so bright, people come up to you and say, hey, why are you shining? What are you drinking some of that wheatgrass? I think that makes, right? Are you putting on moisturizer? What are you doing? It's just the light. It's the big bright light. That's why I'm so shiny. That's what I tell people. It's the big bright light. It's not my heart. So of course it's our heart. Of course that's why we shine. Smile. That makes everybody so happy. That can change things. And that's what we maybe need in the world. This is a weird show, right? This is a weird show today. I was a little all over the place. It's okay. It's just late. And I'm just tired. And I didn't want to take this show as seriously as other people may have taken it. It's serious, okay? I'm concerned, okay? But I'm not like I think they're like some teenage kids that listen to the show. And I'm like, I hope you guys aren't like up worried that something's gonna, in the grand scheme of things, it's all gonna be good. I mean, like so good. That's why you need to seek more. You need to follow after more. You need to believe more. Faith without works is dead. So if you believe something, you got to follow after it, right? I can't just believe that I'll be able to reach people. I can't just have faith that, I'll be given some kind of insight into this, that, and the other thing, and then I can then share it, and then people will, come to the knowledge of the truth or come to a better understanding in life. And then by watching and subscribing and sharing and doing this, that I can do this as a living. If I didn't put works to it, if I didn't actually research and shoot it and edit it and think about how tight the shirt is that I'm going to be wearing, this would never happen.
What?
So this is what I'm basically getting at. I think over the next couple of days, probably even with YouTube, probably in the next week or so, we're going to start to hear and we're going to start to really be inundated with just the bringing us to the cusp of worrying about global war. Okay, I think that's going to be like the next thing that's shoved down our throats. I'm saying, don't feed that fear. Instead, put the truth out there, put love out there, and focus on your own life. And also, get some stuff, get some precautions, just in case. I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen, but have some extra food, have some extra water, because FEMA will probably just leave like 1 million gallons of water out to go bad and you won't get some. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, don't try. You got to be on top of things on your own too. It's your house. You need to take care of it. And take care of it with a bunch of love. And I love each and every one of you. And I hope that you do have the best day ever. I hope you subscribe and you share and you do all that great stuff. And I'll see you again in a couple of days. I love y'all. Bye-bye.